With one's mortal gurus and guru-bhais as witnesses, one calls on Guru Dattatreya for his teachings. And he comes and sings his song through the mouths of his yogis and other devotees. His words on the surface tickle us with their irony and iconoclasm. He tells us, birth and death, freedom and bondage, false and true, belong to mind and not to you. Why do you weep, my son? Nor you nor I have name nor form. The pure is not found by yoga's 8 limbs, nor found by quashing mind's whims, not by an initiation from a guru until, awakening on its own, its bright self shown. I am not a guru, I give no rite, I have no work to which I'm tied. My true nature, unembodied and clear, is like the starry hemisphere. All this on the surface is meant to be attractive and entertaining. It's very translatable and makes for interesting listening or reading. The translation appeals to our rational thinking. It makes good sense and is articulate in English and other languages, which has little to do with how it may sound in Sanskrit. For in Sanskrit, in the bursting out of song that lives beneath the voices of its singers, in its hypnotic rhythm and meter, rhyme and meter, in the nuances and duplicities of words and sounds and their meanings that could never be anything but what they are, portals open up. He sings through us, Jnanamritam samarasam gaganopamaham. We sing it 40 times in his song. Do you think he's trying to make a point? It's Guru Dattatreya's refrain, punctuating all of Alice's rabbit holes, a line that has never left me alone since I first heard it. It made me chant it. It echoed through my head. It's a line that is at the very base of the tradition of knowledge, and one finds very curious resemblances in the Hermetic tradition as well. Let's attempt a translation. Being a Westerner, my nature is to first consider the grammatical subject of the line, and sure enough, the subject is I, aham, and then the verb and implied to be. How do I translate the implications of having the subject so far away from the action, as much for meter as for clarity, a final aham? Normally, we have the subject right there in the beginning. Our sentences start with I or the subject. But in this case, we put it at the extreme end of the construction. I am the immortality of knowledge, Jnanamritam, a mere lifting of to by fusion takes us from death to immortality. Amrita is literally no death, immortality. Amrita is also nectar or elixir. So we will call this Amrita, the elixir of immortality. We got the juice, says the peer of Dattatreya. Well, he used the word rasa. Rasa has many meanings. The most common is juice, but it's also thought of as essence as well. But there's a transformative element in this rasa, in this essence, as rasa can also be thought of as mercury, quicksilver, a shapeshifter capable of transforming other things. Rasayana is alchemy, as it is the complete rejuvenation of the human body. Mercury Hermes is the messenger of the gods in the ancient Mediterranean. Translated into Sanskrit, that would be Avadhuta, the common name of Guru Dattatreya, and the name of his song. Thrice great Hermes Trismegistus bears an uncanny resemblance to the Avadhut, whose 3 heads are those of the 3 greatest Indian gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the creator, preserver, and destroyer. The Pir had been an alchemist. He vehemently denied that he turned base metal into gold, but nevertheless was attacked in his youth by robbers looking for his loot. But his formulae were in his head, and he had no books. Sama is one of those expansive words which finds articulation in countless languages around the world. Sama is same in English, for example. And in many bazaars around the world, both shoppers and sellers alike understand the meaning of sama sama, same, same. 2 things that are in some way the same. Sama suggests similarity, equivalence, things that are in balance, using man as the fulcrum of all proportions. Our surprise and delight in seeing identical twins is based on the irony of same but different. It's not their equality that attracts us. It's the fact that there's an essential similarity that 2 people share, and we want to know what that similitude is. Samarasa speaks to us of essential sameness, of similitude. The key of this line is the concluding statement, Gagana Upama Aham. Gagana is the firmament, the night sky. There are many words for sky, such as Akash, where the light comes from. So let's think of Gagana as the firmament, which is a dome housing stars and planets. Upama is a word indicating comparison, resemblance, simile, analog. Aham is not simply I am, but is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and everything in between. So appreciating the approximation in making any translation, the translation reads, I am the analog, reflecting the firmament, the immortal elixir of knowledge.